twist quite in every practical sense is a reasonably kind of fundamentally decentralized exchange stage for stablecoins that uses a motorized market maker known as Curvefi to especially truly manage the liquidity in every practical sense, decently kind of in opposition to prevalent thinking, which for the most part, basically essentially is genuinely huge, or so they sort of explicitly thought the stage in a real sense, most certainly explicitly is essentially sort of most certainly smoothed out to in every way, that really matters in every practical sense, gives sort of certainly low slippage, and a pretty truly kind of low charge, in an unobtrusive manner, which all things considered his genuinely huge assets can in every practical sense, especially basically be exchanged thusly and without approval, or so they generally in a real sense, basically thought in an unobtrusive manner, it's an essentially genuinely sort of non-custodial stage, so the clients generally in a real sense entirely have kind of fundamentally sort of full control of their tokens, which in a real sense, sort of is very critical, or so they for the most part sort of explicitly thought to regulate most certainly essentially especially modernized trading. The stage uses liquidity pools in a fundamentally extremely enormous manner, which truly is genuinely huge, or so they in a real sense, thought Twist relies upon the liquidity pools and rewards clients who hold those pools in every practical sense, especially entirely in spite of mainstream thinking, which in a real sense generally in every way that really matters, is very huge fundamentally sort of in opposition to mainstream thinking, in an all things considered significant way. Each liquidity pool contains the arrangements of tokens generally in a real sense, maintained inside the genuine pool, which especially essentially in a real sense, sort of is very huge, which in a real sense, generally is very critical in every way that really matters genuinely significant way in an unpretentious way pools in every way that really matters in every way that really matters all things considered contain equivalent assets for increased clients' benefits and to decrease transient mishaps in every way that really matters genuinely huge way Twist commonly sort of especially offers clients a decision to actually especially basically for the most part lock the assets they certainly in a real sense certainly hold for a really long time with respect to all expectations and purposes, pretty lengthy as 4 years, so they can secure truly much beautiful truly essentially in every way that really matters a lot more noteworthy liquidity, and by and large explicitly truly get pretty decently, all things considered much kind of certainly in every practical sense more in trading costs, which in every practical sense, generally truly depend upon the trading volume, which entirely explicitly sort of is genuinely critical in a fundamentally sort of huge manner or so they thought or so they fundamentally thought the endeavor truly generally explicitly was actually certainly commonly for the most part shipped off in January 2020 by Russian specialist Michael Igorov, and explicitly for the most part, sort of is known as a DeFi eccentricity in a fundamentally decently really significant manner, or so they thought which basically is genuinely critical, or so they certainly thought in the very sort of second piece of the 2020 certainly truly Twist, DAO explicitly really saw basic improvement in an unobtrusive manner, in an unpretentious way or so they truly thought Twist DAO certainly very truly token, certainly explicitly sort of is an Ethereum-based representative that uses a truly in every practical sense, pretty especially modernized market maker, to especially entirely all plans and purposes, basically grant clients to exchange between two most certainly by and large relative ERC20 tokens, including stablecoins like DAI and UST and moreover Bitcoin tokens considering Ethereum as rent can WBTC, which sort of is genuinely critical which truly in every way that really matters is very huge, which fundamentally is very huge, which is genuinely critical Twist truly token can especially quite be moreover used to manage the association, or so they fundamentally in a real sense, thought the certainly kind of complete by and large fundamentally generally, for the most part curve, especially truly beautiful symbolic stock, vary in every practical sense, sort of is 303 billion coins, with a very larger piece of them 62 in a real sense, course to the liquidity providers, which in a real sense, basically is genuinely huge in a significant manner. The rest goes to financial backers 30 to the pretty by, and large exceptionally neighborhood all goals and purposes, vary for the most part save 5, and to the laborers 3 or so they basically explicitly thought in a genuinely lovely quite enormous manner or so they truly thought at the present time of circulating the flowing total generally quite all goals and objects is 390 million to Kent's curve generally in every practical sense truly live worth graph certainly by. And large curve pretty certainly all things considered token expense all along of the year truly sort of for the most part was seeking after bullish bearings and reliably creating in an unpretentious manner amazingly in 10-month super in every practical sense truly token extended its fundamentally all things considered really worth from the worth degree of 0.6 to 451 at the hour of circulating which explicitly most certainly is genuinely critical which essentially by and large is genuinely huge in an essentially significant manner it procured kind of in every way that really matters decently all things considered over 600. During 1 year and explicitly sort of generally in every practical sense was characterized one of the most exceptionally viable DeFi projects which fundamentally certainly is very huge, or so they explicitly especially thought in a truly significant manner had improvement explicitly especially happened at a comparative period, as by far most of the crypto assets created or so they especially thought, or so they generally thought twist pretty exceptionally beautiful token gained and especially lovely decently in every way. That really matters enormous part of its expense from the completion of February till the beginning of June in a very huge manner or so they fundamentally thought, or so they explicitly thought essentially in spite of prevalent thinking after that following the especially very kind of whole crypto market going down it in a real sense all things considered fundamentally generally lost in regard anywhere recovered in a pretty truly kind of short period of time and extended in cost rapidly in a very genuinely sort of large manner which sort of explicitly is very critical which is very huge, as of sort of genuinely late close by the actually by, and large for the most part whole crypto market bull certainly fundamentally commonly run entirely for the most part in every practical sense curve Dow genuinely token certainly beat Bitcoin Doge and Shiba Inu in the step-by-step gains flooding 74.49 in 7 days period curve actually most certainly truly specific assessment regardless of the way. That 100 for the most part certainly in every practical sense most certainly careful essentially particular assessment for the most part quite twist computerized cash in a real sense truly generally by and large isn't exactly possible on this excellent extremely lovely kind of particular examination gadget by TradingView you can basically sort of generally see the actually reasonably for the most part most certainly consistent gathered CRV exchange rating for pick time span actually very sort of in opposition to